I'm Yolanda Sealey Ruiz, Associate Professor, English Education at TC. I am here to talk about racial literacy. Fundamentally, my question is, what happens in education when teachers are given the opportunity to develop their racial literacy development with a specific focus on what I call archaeology of self, looking at who they are, what their fundamental beliefs are that play out in the classroom. This here is my model of racial literacy development. These are the 6 components, and each of these components have very organically developed into professional learning experiences that I have been engaged in districts all over the country with supervisors, with teachers, with superintendents. They're each about 3 to 4 hours long in length. So in terms of racial literacy, for the past 14 years, I have been running what's called a racial literacy project. I want to shout out, if she's in the room, Dr. Janice Robinson of the Diversity Office, who has been funding the racial literacy, starting out as roundtables and developed into a project. Of course, I've written about this through books and articles, and recently a policy statement for the National Council of Teachers of English. I have created and delivered a TED Talk, and my colleague and I, alum for TC, Dr. Angela Costa, we have given what's called Archaeology of Self Institutes for at least 3,000 people across the country since COVID. You won't be able to fully understand this because it's so tiny, but pay attention to the colors. And these colors are the collaborations that I have begun or seek to begin with educational organizations, with media, and specifically, I have met with the State Chancellor of New York. My goal is for all teachers or teacher candidates involved in the Teacher Opportunity Course, specifically, there are 17 colleges and universities in New York State. If they receive this funding, that they must take a racial literacy course, and the capstone course is Archaeology of Self. That is the goal. One of my major collaborators is, I believe here in the room, Matthew Camp. And Matthew and I have been talking about, thinking through, as part of the New York City Department of Ed and the New York State Education Department, to pull together a white paper to present it, to talk about the benefits of racial literacy development, and specifically archaeology of self.